Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. We are continuing our series of cooperative board games and we are already at the 8 plus range games, and today we are looking at Pandemic. And if you haven't seen all my other cooperative game videos, I will have the link in the description for you guys to check out. And today we are looking at Pandemic by Z-Man Games, and this game is by Matt Leacock, and this game has been played a lot over the COVID times when things were really bad. And this game is super fun and it teaches kids, or at least give them an understanding of what happened during COVID. It kind of runs similar to what happened during COVID. So let's go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. All right guys, let's open the box. And before we move on, this game is for 8 plus. It is a 2 to 4 player game and it takes about 45 minutes to play this game. So that's that. The first thing we have is the rule book right here. Then we have the game board, it's the board itself, which I will open up once we look at how to set up the game. Then there are these character cards right here. Okay, and we'll talk about that in more detail during the time of setup. Then there are these like cards to remind you what you can do on your turn. So action cards basically tells you what actions you can take. These are the, oh, this is still a roll card, right? Moving along, these are, here are the infections card. There are 49 of them, sorry, 48 of them, right? And then we have the 59 player cards right here, and I will explain both of them in detail once we see how to set up the game. Then this one is an empty bag that I have in here, and these are the disease cubes. So this one is for the blue cities, this one is for the black, and these are the the yellow ones, I'm sorry, and the red ones. Okay, so there are 4 types of disease cubes. Then these are the research stations right here. There are 6 of them. And then these are the player tokens right here, these ones, the green and the orange and all those, and the 4 bottle type tokens are for the cure. So if you find the cure, you kind of place this, right? Those are the cure tokens. That's correct. So these are the cure tokens right here, the black, the yellow, the red, and the blue. And then I have some empty bags in here which just came with the game. So those are the contents of the game. Now let's go ahead and see how to set up the game. Also in this bag, I forgot to show you, this is the infection rate marker, the one in dark green circle right here. And then this one is the outbreak marker. So right here, the square green, dark green square. So those are the 2 things I forgot to show you guys. So that's that. And now let's go ahead. Before we look at how to set up the game, let's look at the cards in detail. So these are the player deck cards, and they include the cities, the epidemic card, and the event card. So there are 5 of the event cards, and this one says one quiet night. Skip the next infect city step. So basically you will skip the infection rate infection card for your turn, but that I will explain you in detail once we see how to play the game. Then this is an epidemic card. So basically when you pull this card, you play it right. There are the city cards, and they will be in 4 different colors, the same as the disease cube, the red, the yellow, black, and blue. So on the board they are also marked like black, yellow, blue here, and then red on this side. Those are just cities. You can just have, okay, when you pull a red card, the cities are going to be here, and when you pull the black card, it's going to be here, and so on and so forth. On the infection deck, it's basically just city cards in their colors. So the same 4 color, the red, blue, black, and yellow. And then when you pull up this card, what you do is you take one of the disease cubes. Say you pull the Manila, then you take one of the disease cube and place it onto Manila. So where is Manila? Right here. Here. So you will put the cube right here if you pull this Manila card from the top of the infection deck. And then you will just basically take the infection card from the infection deck and put it in the discard pile and add a disease cube to the that city which you pull out. So those are the two different types of cards. And also there are these roll cards right here which you will choose at the beginning of the game. So there are, I think, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 cards, and you're only like, the game is only for 2 to 4 players, so there's like a scope of a lot of variety in the game. And each character has their different kind of specialty. So like this one here says, remove all cubes of one color when doing treat disease, and automatically remove cubes of cured disease from the city you are in and prevent them from being placed. Few of the cards, and each role has a different specialty. I've just read for the one here, medic. Okay, so those are the cards. And all right guys, let's look at how to set up this game. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put the board in the center of the table and take one of these research stations and place it in Atlanta right here, which is the home to the CDC, which is the controls for centers for disease control. Okay, so you'll put one of the research station at Atlanta right there, as I have done. Then you will take this outbreak marker and place it here on 0. Next, you will take these cure vials and disease cure tokens and place them down here where they are marked underneath the matching color. Okay, next you're going to take the infections card right here, shuffle them up, place them face down, and then you're going to flip over 9 cards. The first 3 cards that you flip over will have 3 cubes of disease in the cities that pull up. So for me, first was Manila, and then it was this one right here, there was SN, and then St. Petersburg. So they got 3 cubes of disease each. Then the next 3 cards will have 2 cubes. So I got Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Cairo right here. And then the next 3 one will have 1 cube each. So it was Tehran, Paris, and wait, one more. Did I miss it? I think Tehran, Paris, and let me see if I missed it. Shanghai, no. Oh, so I only took out 2. So I had to do the third one. I got Kolkata. So I'm going to take one of these black disease cube and place it in Kolkata right here. Okay, and that is the setup for the infections around the world. We will put the infection marker on 2 right here. And then what we are going to do is we are going to shuffle these roll cards and then put it face down and let each player choose the card. So I've set this game up for 2 players. So I got this scientist and I got quarantine specialists. And then I'm going to take their player tokens, and place them in Atlanta. Next, you're going to give each player a reference card, and it tells them what are the actions they can do on their turn. So there are 8 different actions they can do, out of which they can do 4 per turn. Okay, then we are going to remove the epidemic cards from the player deck, and we are going to take out all of them. If this is your first game, it is recommended you use only 4 epidemic cards. If you are feeling brave, you can play with 5 or 6 cards. So I'm just starting with a 4 card, and I have put the rest of them, the rest 2 in the game box bag. Then you'll remove these cards from the deck, and then you will shuffle the deck and deal each player cards according to how many players you're playing. So I'm playing 2 players, so each player will get 4 cards. If you're playing 3 players, they will get 3 cards, and if you're playing 4 players, then you will get 2 cards each. Then you're going to divide the deck in the amount of how many epidemic cards you have, and you're just going to place each epidemic card on top of each deck and then shuffle them each out. And that is the setup of, and once you're done with that, you'll put them all together, and then you'll place the player deck right here. And this is the discard pile for the player deck, and that is the setup for the game. And then we can start playing the game. So let me go ahead and fix all these cards and shuffle them properly, and then I'll come and show you how to play them. Okay, let's look at how to play the game. So each player turn is divided into three parts and they are written right on the game board, which makes it really simple. You don't have to go back again and again to the rule book. So the first one is do four actions. So on the reference card right here, you have eight actions and you can do any four of it out of the eight. So the first one is drive or ferry. So move to a city connected by the white line. So what you're going to do is you're going to say you are at Paulo and you want to go to Lagos, you can just go from here to here because it's connected. Okay, so from here to here, you'll have to take a ferry because it's by water. But if you want to go from here to Bogota, then you will drive because it's on land. So that's what drive or ferry means. Then you want to do direct flight. So discard a city card to move to the city named on the card. So say I'm at Atlanta and I have, say, New York, and I am not, because I'm right here, say I'm the white player and New York is right here, and I can't drive there. It'll take me like 1-2 steps to drive. Instead of doing that, I drive or ferry. Instead of doing that, I can take the New York card because I have it, discard it, place it in the discard pile, and then take my player from here and go to New York. Okay, so that is one action. So you can discard the card of the city from your hand and you can go to that city, and it doesn't matter, it does not have to be like blue to blue. You can go anywhere, like you can go from blue to red or any way that you want to go. Then the next one is charter flight. Discard the city card that matches the city you are in to move to any city. So say I was in New York. Okay, I was at New York, and then I have this New York City card. Okay, so I can discard this New York City card and then I can go to any city in the whole world. So that's basically chartering a flight. Okay, so that's one thing that that's one option that you have. Then you can do shuttle flight. Move from a city with a research station to any other city that has a research station. So currently, we only have a research station in Atlanta, but as you build research station in other cities, you can, if you are in the city with a research station, you can go from that research station to another research station city without discarding any card. Okay. Then on the back, you have build a research station. Discard the city card that matches the city you are in to place a research station there. So again, we'll take the example of New York. If I was in New York and I have a card for New York, I can discard that card of New York and build a research station in New York. But that would not be very good move because Atlanta already is a research station and it's so close by. You want to build it far so you can jump around. The next one is treat a disease. So remove one disease cube from the city you are in. If this color is cured, remove all cubes of that color from the city. So say I was in SN and I can remove one cube when I come to SN. Okay, so when I travel to SN, I can remove one cube. But if the disease is cured, means if this one has moved up here, then when I come to SN, I can remove all of the cubes from SN. Okay, so right now, if the disease is not cured, you can only take out one cube. But if the disease is cured, you can take out all three cubes from the city. The next one is share knowledge. Either give the card that matches the city you are in to another player or take that card from another player. So again, if say I was at Atlanta and the other player has the Atlanta card in them, they can give me the card, and then I it would be helpful to have more cards of the same color so that we require to cure the disease. Okay. And then the last one is discover a cure at any research station. So you have to be in a city with a research station. Discard 5 city cards of the same disease color to cure that disease. So if I'm in Atlanta with the research station and I have 5 blue cards, then I can discard five. Then I can discard those 5 blue cards in the player discard pile right here. And that means I found the cure for the blue disease. So I'll just move this up here. Okay. And sorry about the dog hair. I'm sitting on the floor and there's dog hair everywhere. My pups play here a lot and they mess up the whole house and they are super furry. So sorry about that. And yeah, so that those are the 8 actions that you can do. And then after you're done with 4 out of 8 actions, when you're done, you have to draw 2 cards from the player deck. Okay, then you have to resolve any epidemic. So basically, if you draw a epidemic card, you have to resolve it right away and discard to 7 cards. If you have more than seven cards in your hand, you have to discard some city cards to make it up to 7 cards in your hand. And then infect cities. So when you are done with the 4 actions, drawing 2 cards, and the infect cities, it will be basically you will draw 2 cards from here because the infection rate is only 2. So you will draw 2 cards and then you will infect the cities accordingly. As this infection rate goes up, when it comes here, then you will have to draw 3 cards per turn. And when you go here, you will have to do 4 cards per turn. So as the infection rate goes up, the more cards you will pull from the infection deck. So those are some basic rules. Now let's go ahead and see. I will play a few rounds by myself and show you how it's played in action. All right, guys. So I have decided that I'm going to be the white player, and I am the scientist. And I will need, and my power is that I will only need 4 cards of the same color to discover a cure. That's what I am going to need. So instead of the regular 5, I will only need 4. Okay, and this is my hand. So I have the New York, Essen, Moscow, and Johannesburg. Okay, so I can go to any of these places, and let's go ahead and see. First thing first is that first action is I can do any of the 4 actions of the mentioned 8 actions. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and move to uh, I'll just move myself to all. So 1, 2, 3 to New York, right? And well, I'll just go ahead and go to Madrid right here. So when I can go on my next turn, I can go to Paris and then take away that disease cube from Paris. So my 4 actions are done. Now I will be able to draw 2 cards. So this is an epidemic. So when the epidemic goes, the first thing is we are going to move the infection rate marker forward. So let's move the rate marker forward, but it's still 2, so we will still pick up when the infection during the infection rate infect cities step, we will still pull 2 cards. When we reach here, we will start pulling 3 cards. Okay, next we are going to draw the bottom infect the city. So draw the bottom card from the infection deck and put 3 cubes on that city, discard that card. So let's pick up this pile and bring it here. And this is the last one. It's called Khartoum. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Okay, so it's Khartoum. Let's find Khartoum on the board. And Khartoum. Here, right here on the board. Okay, so we need 3 yellow cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then come back. All right, so I placed the 3 disease cube right there, and then we are going to take this card and place it in the discard pile. And the last step we are going to do for epidemic is intensify. So for that, all we have to do is take this discarded deck, shuffle it, and then place it on top of the infection deck, which will make it intense because you have already put all the disease cubes on this cities that are here. That's why those are infected, those cities already. That's why they are in the discard pile. So I'm going to shuffle them and place them on top of my infection cards. So I've already shuffled the discard pile and put it on on top of the infection card, and then we will discard this epidemic card, and then I will pick up one more card here, and I got Shanghai. So I'm going to place it right here on my hand. And then remember, we still have to infect cities. That means we can cause an outbreak too, because remember that I shuffled the discard pile and place it on top. So let's see. The first one we have is Cairo. So Cairo only has 2 black disease cubes, so that is okay. That means we can still place the third one. If it had 3, then it would create an outbreak, and then we would have to move this outbreak marker from here. But for now, we are safe. Let's pull out another one since the infection rate is 2 cities. So the next one we have Hong Kong. Whew, Hong Kong also we got saved because it only has 2 disease cubes. So I can place the third one and I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, so playing on the floor this game and holding the camera in hand is kind of difficult, but I'm making it work. So I have placed the third cube on Hong Kong right here, if you can see. And then my turn is over. So now it is the second player's turn, and let's see what cards they have. So they have Osaka. Let's pull myself back a little bit. Osaka, Milan, Sao Paulo, I'm not sure. Paulo, I'm not sure. And Montreal. So they have all these cards. So they have 2 blue cards, which if they can give it to me, at least one on their turn, then I can have 3 blue cards. Let's see what they plan to do. Okay, so they can, and their power is prevent disease cube placement and outbreaks in the city you are and in all the cities connected to it. They are the quarantine specialist. Okay, so that's a good role too. So they will move to, again, one here to Washington, New York, London, and then they can go to SN and then remove one of the disease cube from SN. So now we only have 2 disease cube, which means it's good, because if SN pulls up from their from the infection card again, since we shuffled it, it can cause an outbreak. Okay, so that's what they did. Now they are going to go pick up 2 cards. So the first one they got is Chicago, and then the next one they got is Miami. So they got 3 blue cards and 2 yellow cards now. So hopefully they get the 4th and the 5th one. Then they can discover the cure for the blue one. Okay, so now they are going to infect cities. And they have to pick up 2 cards. So first one we have SN, which is great because we just took away the disease cube from that city and place it right here. And then the next one they got is St. Petersburg. And St. Petersburg caused us to create an outbreak. So now when it creates an outbreak, you don't put the 4th cube on that city, but you put 1 blue cube on all the connecting cities to St. Petersburg. So now St. Petersburg is connected to SM, Moscow, and this is Istanbul. So Moscow will get 1 blue disease cube. Istanbul will get 1 disease cube. And now we will move this outbreak marker to 1, correct? And now we also have to put 1 disease cube on SN, but now SN is going to have a chain outbreak since it already has 3 cubes. So now we don't put the 4th cube on SN, we put the 4th cube, we put all the cubes on the cities connected to SN except for St. Petersburg because it just had the outbreak. So we'll put it on London, we'll put it on Paris right here, and we'll put it on Milan right here. Okay, so those are the cities that will get affected because of the outbreak in SN, and since this was a second outbreak, we'll move it to the second counter. So once if the outbreak counter reaches here on the 8th place, that means we lose the game. Okay, so that is one of the things we have to worry about. So we are already on 2. So now let's go back to me. Okay, so I have still these cards. Let's go ahead and I will go ahead and go to Paris. And that's my 1 step. Take 2 disease cubes out. That is my 3 steps. And then I will go to SN. Okay, so going to SN was my 4th step. So I have to wait for next turn to remove one of the cubes from SN. Okay, so that's that. Now we are going to pick up 2 cards. So I got Mexico City and I got Mumbai. Okay, now let's see how many cards I have in my hand. So if I have more than 7, I have to bring it down to 7 cards. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are still at 7. So I'm good. Next round I might have to bring it down and discard some of the cards. Okay, and then we are going to infect the cities. This is a hard thing, but let's see. So it is Khartoum. Oh Lord. So Khartoum, we have, it's going to do start an outbreak right here. So we are going to move this outbreak right here, and then it will infect all the cities connecting to it, which is going to make us very sad. So we have to put one at Johannesburg, one at Kin, Kin, Kinsha, and one at Lagos. And then Cairo is connected, but Cairo already has 3 cubes. So now Cairo has an outbreak. So Cairo will also have an outbreak. So we have to move this outbreak marker to number 4. And then Cairo will infect Baghdad, Algiers, and Istanbul. And it won't infect Khartoum because it already had an outbreak. So we are doing pretty bad. We are already at number 4, halfway there. Okay. So the next player, me and the next player are on the same city. So what I am going to do is I am going to share my knowledge with them, so I don't have to discard any of my card and give them one of my blue cards to them. So they will need only one more blue card to cure the blue, to find the cure for the blue disease. So now that's their first turn, because I shared my knowledge with them, but it still considers to be their first turn. Then they are going to take away two of the 3 disease cubes from SN and put them out. So cure 2 times, and then move to St. Petersburg, and that's their fourth action for this turn. Okay, now they are going to find 2 cards from here. So first is Taipei, and the second one is Tokyo. Okay, and I think they definitely have more than 7 cards. So 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think they will discard both of the yellow ones for now, since yellow is not doing that bad, and they'll keep the red and the blue. Okay, so that's that for them. And then they will infect 2 cities. So Manila is also causing an outbreak, because Manila has already got 3 cubes. So we'll take the red disease cube, and they will infect Sydney, they will infect Taipei, they will infect Hong Kong, but now Hong Kong is going to also cause an outbreak. So we are at number 5 for Manila. Okay, and then they also infect Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, so that's that. Now we are going to look at Hong Kong. So Hong Kong is also causing an outbreak. So we will move this marker here, and then the Hong Kong will infect Taipei. It will infect Bangkok. Then they will infect the Ho Chi Minh City, and they will also infect Kolkata, and Hong Kong will also infect Shanghai. So Hong Kong infected a lot of cities. And looking at our outbreak marker, we are almost to the end, and we are going to lose this game if we don't find the cures quickly. But this is just this was just like an example of me showing you how to actually play the game. And this game is still going on, but I'm going to leave it here, and then let you find out and let you play this game. So now, moving on, let's go to the final thoughts for. All right, so I wanted to come back and show you a few things before we move along. So as soon as I turned off the camera, I think my luck changed a little bit, and I was able to cure the blue and the black disease. But we will still keep these flipped on this side, till we take away all the cubes from the board of those colors. Once all the cubes of the black and the blue are taken away, or first if the black is taken away, you flip it over, that means it's eradicated. If you flip this over, that means it is no more in the world. That's what it means. The also one thing that once this deck gets over, you just shuffle this deck and play, put it right here and play again. Okay, so that's one thing. You can only cure a disease at the research station. So I built a research station in Manila by discarding the Manila card right here, here, right here, the Manila card. Okay, so that's what I did, and I built a research station, and then me and the other player both were able to find a cure for blue and black disease respectively. Okay, so that's what we did. And yeah, so you can basically now it's my our goal to just eradicate this. Even if you don't eradicate completely, but you just find the cure of the yellow and the red disease, you win the game. So once all four cure of all four diseases are found, you win. You don't need to eradicate them. Right now we are sitting at number 6 of outbreak, but I still have the red and the yellow cures to be found. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'm going to definitely lose the game, but you never know. I'm not going to finish this game right now because I'm playing by myself. My son is taking care of his younger brother, so I can make this video. So I'm not going to call him either. So that's but we will definitely play this game, and maybe I'll make a short if time permits, okay, on playing while playing this game. So yeah, that's a couple of things that I had to mention. And yeah, so let's move on to the final thoughts. All right, so the my final thoughts or my thoughts on this game is that this game is an amazing cooperative game. It has so much potential, especially after the pandemic, after COVID. Everything was so like everything is so fresh in the mind, and when you play this, when the outbreaks come out and when the infection rate is going on, and you keep hearing about oh, there's a new string of COVID, and there's this, there's that. This game is a complete educational standpoint. It becomes an educational game for kids, for them to understand why it keeps coming and why it keeps coming again and again, because we haven't eradicated the disease yet. That's what it is. But once it is eradicated, a lot of things will change. It's not as bad as before because we have found the cure, but we haven't eradicated the disease yet. That's what we can teach them. I always tell my son, any educational or anything that we can link to education, I always bring it up in all board games. So yeah, I love board games for that reason, that you can add a little bit of educational touch to every board game that you're playing. And yeah, that's what it makes board games fun. It You can interact a lot. And this game, you're even though it's 8 plus, my son has been playing this game since he was 6, and this game is fun. It is total fun. He enjoys it. Plus he can make his own choice. He can decide where he wants to go. He can discuss it with us. He can tell us what he wants us to do, so that we can make sure that we find cure and all that stuff. So this game brings a lot of interaction, especially when you're playing it with kids. I'm talking about when adults are playing, it's a different point of view. They already know, they're discussing, there's conversations about it. But when a kid is involved in a game, it is really, really important to hear that input. And this game really provides that what they want to do and how they want to move forward to win the game. So this game is really fun, really a great way to explain young kids what COVID was and why it was so important, and why it was so important to just stay indoors, wear masks and all that stuff, because everything spreads. The disease spreads fast. So that's the reason why. And this game really helped me make my son understand why what happened and what we had to do during COVID, why we did it. And this game really explained it all. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. I know this video was kind of a long one, and also I was sitting on the floor holding the camera in my hand, so I hope everything was in focus. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share this video with your friends and family, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop of all the new videos I post. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Bye and have a blessed day.